Hi, everybody. I'm Bill Sanders, and this is Watch Art Sci, the art and science of watch collection. Today, we're going to take a look at Gilberto's affordable collection, and I like this collection. It's got some good choices in it. I mean, they're fun choices to me. All right, the first one I want to take a look at is what's called the Orient Star Elegant Classic. And this watch was Gilberto got it for a dress watch, and it has a Guilloche on it. It's a little fat for a dress watch, but that's okay. It has a power reserve indicator up at 12 o'clock, and it's got a really nice style. It's got the Roman numerals, which is something you're going to see more with a dress watch. The next one is a Timex. It's on a NATO strap, and I like the NATO strap, and I like the dial. It has both the numbers and for military time, 24 hours, as well as the regular analog time. And the story behind this is that Gilberto's sister bought two of them online. I don't know why, but it's sort of looks like a fun watch to have. You can wear that thing and bang around in it and take a licking and keep on ticking. All right, the next two is a Casio G-Shock. That's one of those watches. Now it's sort of a combination of a digital watch. There's not a lot of mechanical in there, but the G-Shock sort of is in a class by itself. I mean, people have a G-Shock. It's, let's go out and play rugby. I'll put on my G-Shock so I can probably come home in better shape than the person playing. And then there's the next to it is a Swiss Army watch. Swiss Army is a more of a brand name than it is something that you're going to find in some Swiss Army recruit, but that's okay. And this goes back to 2005. It's one of Gilberto's older ones, and Victorinox. That's a company I couldn't think of the name, and it's an interesting watch. I mean, this is something that's got your metal bracelet with it, and nice banging around little watch. Now these next two, a couple Seikos. The one is the Presage SARX029, and the other one is a Seiko 5. Now, I love Seiko 5s. I just do. In fact, I may get one. They're just a neat little watch. They're one of the early watches that Seiko put out, and they had more innovations in that little watch than I don't know what. The Presage, this is Gilberto's most recent one, and it's got a pretty formal look on it too. I mean, a pretty formal face. I like the Presage. This is a nice watch. I like the second hand with the crescent moon and the pointer, and they're very compact set of Roman numerals around there, and so I like this. It's again for a little more formal and a nice watch to have. I also like I said again, I like that Seiko 5. That's Gilberto's oldest surviving one. Some of them I guess didn't survive. All right, moving right along here, we've got a couple more, a Rado and a Breitling. The Rado Voyager. Now the thing about Rado is that they don't make their own movements. In fact, it's almost like it's part of their business plan. They may have changed their mind, but you get a Rado. What you're likely to get, though, is you're likely to get some interesting materials that are used for it. Now, this was one from Gilberto's dad, so it was sort of passed down to him. But it's got a very 1970s kind of taste with the the way the bracelet sort of flows into the lugs. Interesting looking watch, and it's got a date on it, so that's sort of a cool thing. Rado. Now the Breitling Super Ocean Chronograph 42. It's the first watch that Gilberto got on his own. He got that last year, 2018, and the Super Ocean by Breitling and the Chronograph 42 is pretty much their standard diver, I guess, if you want a standard diver and chronograph. And I like the blue one. The blue one for these, I'm with Breitling. There's sort of BO1 and I think some other one, and then there's everything else. And if it doesn't say BO1, it's probably got an ETA in it. But that's okay. It's a fairly decent design, and at least according to Breitling, they souped it up. So that's a nice thing to have. All right, now the next question is, where do you go after this? Okay, now you got a very affordable collection, and that's nice. There's nothing wrong with that. And Gilberto he's planning on buying a Sen 6060 and also a JLC, or thinking of a Omega DeVille, one of those. Of these, I think that the JLC Master or Reversal would be good. The Master Chrono, I don't know. I mean, if you want a chronograph, you got one with that Breitling, and it's probably running I don't know, 770 or 7750, I think, probably. A nice Master Control, I think, by Jaeger-LeCoultre, or a Reversal, I think would be nice. A large one. Those are good. Those are neat watches to have. I've been thinking more and more about the Omega, though, whether it's a DeVille or whether it's one of the other models. What do they have? Speedmaster or Seamaster or one of those. But some with a George Daniels movement in it. That I've been thinking more and more of getting something like that. I think the one reason, for me anyway, to have an Omega would be for the coaxial escapement in it. I think it's something that would be cool to have. The Man on the Moon and a lot of these other things. It doesn't matter to me. I think, and usually a lot of the Speedmaster on the Moon probably have a different kind of movement in it that they took to the moon, but that's another story. But what the moon rocket didn't have, or the one that went to the moon, it didn't have a coaxial escapement, and that's sort of a cool thing. I think that it's one of those things I was thinking, well, maybe that's something that, wouldn't be bad for any collection, to have at least one watch with that coaxial movement in it. So that would be another one, I think, Gilberto, that you might want to take a look at. On an upper level, Gilberto is thinking about a Langa and some of the other ones, and I think all of us do at some point. Say, hey, I'd really like this, way up there one. I was looking at a Langenheim Conrad, but those things are $70,000 or something like that. I'm not going to spend that on a watch. Unless I win the lottery. This is sort of the reality of it. But I think that what this collection does a heck of a good job of is reflecting, your getting watches and getting an interesting set of watches was something that's within your budget. And that's I think crucial to any good collection. So I think Gilberto's done a good job on that. All right, the one other thing I wanted to just mention to you. as you may know, at the beginning of this month, I got a hold of a Rolf Lang Dresden Canaletto watch, and this watch is going to be shared with 11 other people, and we're going to sort of have what we call, let's see, the year of exceptional horology. Well, what I found out, because I was wearing it every day, and because I only have it for a month, and I got to send it on at the end of this month, and so I got a new strap for it. And the one I got one with, well, I got the strap, and then I got the deployant clasp separately. And the reason for that is that I kept taking it off to look at this movement. It's got a beautiful movement on it, and so the band was really taking a beating, and I realized is that before this thing is over, that band is going to be in tatters, and so I thought, well, I better get another band, and with a deployment clasp, because you can pop this off pretty easily, and look at the movement. Now, if you have a watch with an interesting movement, I would recommend it highly. I have one on my Lang & Hein, a deployment clasp, and in fact, they come with them, and I think that's perhaps one of the reasons, because you're looking at the time. Yeah, that's everybody does that, but if you with an interesting movement with a handmade watch, it's a lot of fun. So I got this, and some of the other guys, I guess, who are involved in this exercise, the year of exceptional horology, might, if they want to, they can. I'm going to send this on with a watch, and because the other one is, I've been putting. Oh, by the way, too, I've been putting neat's foot oil on it, and that's a good thing to keep your good straps in good shape. And I'll probably soak this in some neat's foot oil before I send it on. Okay, well, listen, just wanted to, that was just sort of mention where we're coming on this thing, sort of an idea. I'd really like to hear your recommendations, and keep in mind that this collection is like every other collection. It's something that can grow and change and mature, but at the same time, you have somebody who's looking at it from a certain budget, but not one that is in concrete. Everybody's budget changes, and so one of the things I sort of look at, saying, well, maybe if you afford this, let's say you get a promotion or something, this is something that you might look at. I think a lot of collections that way. They flow, they're live. All right, well, listen, enough out of me. Love to hear your recommendations for Gilberto. And as always, this is an invitation to subscribe if you'd like. And until next Friday, this is Bill Sanders for Watch Art Side, the Art and Science of Watch Collection.